session. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to improve and develop your IELTS speaking at home. So many students tell me that they cannot perform, they cannot develop, and they cannot practice their speaking skill at home because they don't have a partner or a foreigner to talk to. In this lesson, I want to show you that it is possible to improve and develop your IELTS speaking at home on your own for free. Now, the first thing, I want you to get a list of topics. The common topics for IELTS Speaking Part 1, Speaking Part 2 and Speaking Part 3. It's very important to get a list of topics for practicing IELTS speaking at home. If you can't find a list of topics, please log on to my IELTS blog, www.ieltsgeorge.com. There you can find a lot of difficult topics, typical questions in IELTS examination and answers as well. So you just develop a list of topics and develop ideas. I don't want you to write down your answers. I want you only to develop ideas. So for example, if the topic is the topic of weather, you can develop ideas about the kind of weather you like, what do you do when the weather is like that, how does the weather makes you feel, or maybe the transportation problem because of that weather. So you just develop ideas and try to answer all these questions. Remind you, I don't want you to write down your answers. You just develop ideas. The next thing, number 2, that is word list. Word list is very important. If you have a topic, for example, weather, you need to have a range of vocabulary for that topic. For example, hot weather. Hot is a very low band score one. Instead of hot, you could use boiling, scorching, sweltering. These type of words are very important. If you use this type of words, it will be very easy for you to impress your examiner. You know, examiner's impression is quite important. So try to find out this type of vocabulary and learn it. Number 3, your next step to developing speaking, that is record your answers. Get the topic weather again. Just probably 4 or 5 questions, let's say 4 or 5 questions for that topic. Like, what kind of weather you like, what do you do when the weather is like that, how does the weather makes you feel, or the main transportation problem because of that weather. Then take your telephone and answer all these questions recording your voice. Recording your voice is important rather than writing the answers. When you write your answers, you give more importance to the vocabulary, you give more importance to, or you may think more about the grammar, and you often make less mistakes. When you speak, it is direct. When you record your voice, this gives you a chance to find out what are your main weaknesses or what are your main problems. Finding your problems, your mistakes, your weakness is very important so that you can improve your speaking. So, I suggest you to record your answers. It's very important. It's very, very important to develop your speaking. Another 4 important things I want you to check for, that is fluency, vocabulary, grammar and pronunciation. All these 4 points are equally important. So the first thing you need to check, that is fluency. What do you mean by fluency? To become fluent in English, you need to have many things. First of all, the length of your answers. Most of the students, they give very short answers to their questions in their IELTS examination. For example, there is a question, do you like hot weather? Most of the answers are like, I like hot weather. That's not really good. I like hot weather is a very short answer that is not a high band score answer. Instead of that, you could say, I like hot weather, yesterday it was perfect. When you develop something extra, when you develop a little bit more, that's a high band score. So please develop something extra. Also, please add something extra to your normal answer. When you develop something extra, when you add something extra to your normal answer, you are not just offering more language to your examiner. You are showing your ability to speak fluently. So please add something extra to your answer. Another thing you can check for your fluency is how many times you say certain sounds in your answers. Certain sounds means, okay, these are the main sounds. These are hesitations, and we don't want these hesitations in our answer. If you have a lot of hesitations, that's a big problem, I'm afraid. So check how many hesitations you have in your answer. Another thing you can check for fluency is how many times you are silent in your answer. After, when students start speaking, they can remember what they want to say, and suddenly they stop. It's not good to stop and be silent in the middle of the answer. You need to fill it. You need to speak naturally with a good flow, and that will give you a good band score. So silence, there is no chance. Okay, always talk. Always add something extra. Always give lengthy answers. So these are the three main things you can check in your answer for your fluency. So the next one, that is vocabulary. What you need to check in the vocabulary for your answer, that is the range of vocabulary. The range means how many different words are you using. Are you using the same word, or are you using different words for the same meaning? Again, we can use the example hot. You could say boiling, scorching, or settling. So you need to have a great range of vocabulary. You need to paraphrase and show your ability to use different words to describe the same meaning. Another important thing you need to look at, that is grammar. With grammar, you need to check the range of tenses. Range of tenses means putting different tenses in your answer. For example, there is a question, what kind of weather do you like? The normal reply is, I like hot weather. I like hot weather is not a good band score answer. Instead of that, you could say, I like hot weather, scorching weather, yesterday it was perfect. So it was a simple present question, but I gave a little bit of simple past in the answer. So you develop or you practice of doing that and develop the technique of putting different tenses in your answer. So range of tense, putting different tenses is very important in IELTS speaking. Another important thing you need to look at is sentence structure, and that means how complex are your sentences. Are you using a lot of short sentences? So don't forget to listen to your answer and check how complex your sentences are. And of course the last one is pronunciation. Examiners mainly are looking for pronunciation. Well, the first one of course, word pronunciation. Are you pronouncing the words correctly? If you are not sure about that, get online. There are many free online dictionaries so that you can listen to the correct pronunciation of many different words. And another important thing for pronunciation is intonation. Intonation means if your voice going up or down or just like flat. If you speak very flat, that's not good for your band score. So you need to learn how to use intonations in your voice. We often make intonations to make something more interesting, more important. So practice intonations. So practice how to use intonation in your voice. These are the main things you need to follow when you develop speaking at home. I know you can feel uncomfortable to sit in a room alone and record your voice, but it's really a good practice. That's all for this lesson. I really hope you practice all these things at home. Honestly, the more you practice, the better your IELTS score will be, particularly if you check your answers correctly. Well, keep practicing. Thank you.